Hi.
How are you?
Okay, how are you?
I'm good. Good. So, what'd you come in for today?
I've just been feeling really stressed. I'm a double major at college, and it's really difficult to try and work everything out, organizing all the classes, getting them all to fit into my schedule within the few semesters that I have here. Technically a junior, but I'm going to have 2 senior years basically, so trying to fit everything into the semesters I have left is really stressful, and I'm wanting to go study abroad next year during the spring, so that's just adding more stress because as great and as excited I am, I have to fit everything now into less semesters, and I'm just feeling really overwhelmed.
Are you involved in any other things outside of school?
Well, I'm a swim instructor at the YMCA. I work 15 hours a week there, Monday through Thursday, and through the school I'm a first teams leader, so I'm directly responsible with dealing with 9 freshman girls weekly. So wow. That's just added stuff.
That puts a lot on your plate.
It is a lot on my plate. It's a lot to deal with, but it's not very much different from high school. In high school I was involved with a lot of stuff too. It just feels like now I'm being torn in so many different directions, whereas high school I didn't feel as torn.
Did you feel in high school that college would be easier and you'd have more time to yourself? Were you expecting to have more time?
I wasn't expecting to have more time. I guess I was looking forward to the less regimented schedule, because I guess in high school it was, you went to school for certain hours a day, you went to work for certain hours a day, you did sports for certain hours a day, and then you had all this time where you knew that you could study or do whatever you needed to do. And I guess I wasn't expecting everything to be so different, that my time was so split up and so divided, and it wasn't really as regimented. It was just full.
Right. So, what were your expectations for college? What did you expect when you came?
I knew it was going to be hard. To be honest, school was always really easy to me. I got really perfect grades. I was valedictorian in high school, so school was really always came easy to me. So I was expecting more of a challenge in college. And the schoolwork isn't the problem. I can handle the schoolwork. I can handle the classes. It's the time. I feel like I don't have enough time in the day, and I feel like there's forces outside of my control that aren't allowing me to get done what I need to get done.
Are there other things that you'd prefer to be doing throughout your day?
Not really. For the majority of the part, I love the classes I'm taking. I wish that I didn't have to have a job. I wish that money grew on trees, but I wish that I could cut that part out and just kind of focus more on my schoolwork. But it's just, I don't know, there's just so much stuff going on and so many places that I'm supposed to be at once.
Right, so you're trying to find a balance between school and the other things and time to yourself. That sounds like it's really rough.
Yeah, and I guess it's different than, like I said, I can handle everything. I can handle doing everything. It's just, I wish that I had less demands, that I didn't have to worry about making it to work on time, that I didn't have to worry about getting my lesson plans done for first teams, that I didn't have to worry about that sort of stuff, that I wish it was kind of just regimented, and just double majoring is just adding to all that.
Yeah, that's really stressful. What do you do when you do have some free time? What do you usually do in that free time?
In my free time, you mean outside of studying and school and that sort of stuff?
Work, yeah.
I try and hang out with my friends when I can. I try to have a social life. I am in college. But usually, if I have extra time, I'm trying to catch up on sleep. For the most part, I try to catch up on sleep.
Okay, how many hours a week do you usually spend with your friends?
Hours a week? I don't know. I wouldn't know an exact hour. Sometimes we're studying together, so that adds more time. Sometimes I'm just up in people's rooms and hanging out. But I probably put them at a higher priority than I should. That sometimes I'll stay up until curfew just lying in someone else's room instead of sleeping like I should be. But like I said, I'm 20 years old. you're only 20 for a year, so I'm trying to live as much fun as I can.
So at times do you feel like you spend too much time with your friends, or not enough time, or just the right amount?
I think it changes. I think that sometimes I feel like I should be doing my schoolwork rather than being with friends, and sometimes I feel like I need a break and I just need to be by myself. And then there's weeks that it's just like I feel like I haven't seen anyone, that I've been in my room in my little bubble studying.
Yeah. You mentioned taking a break and just taking time to yourself. Do you need those often?
I wouldn't. It's not an extreme amount of time that I like to take myself out of the picture, but sometimes I just feel that I just need time to myself just to kind of breathe. That I need to just be able to drop everything in the outside world. No matter how much work I have to do, that there's still those moments that I just need to take a little bit of time and just read or write in my journal or something like that. Something just to let me be by myself.
Okay. And do you feel like you get to reflect more on yourself, and does that relax you, being able to be by yourself?
It does. For the most part, it does. When I'm journaling, it helps getting a lot of stuff off my chest. Sometimes I feel like, I don't know, that I might be taking too much time, that my mind will automatically shift back to what I have to get done and it will automatically pull me back out of that. So, I don't know, I'm still being torn.
So it's hard for you to relax because you've got so much on your mind.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of putting it, that when I have the time to be by myself, my mind is just still constantly running through what I have to do.
Yeah, that must be really hard to have so much going on at once.
It is really hard, but it's doable, and sometimes I feel bad for feeling so overwhelmed just because I don't feel like it's that big of a casework. But I mean, for being 20 years old and trying to foresee so far into the future and making sure that all my classes are taken care of and being practically by myself. I mean, my parents don't supply any financial support. I'm paying for everything by myself. So, you know, bills and school and being an adult, I guess.
Yeah, that's very, very good for you to be able to say that you have that much control over yourself. Do you feel like you don't have control? Like, you're talking about trying to plan out your future and everything, and sometimes there's stuff that's out of your reach and you're not in control. Do you feel like you have enough control over your life, though, to where you can function fine in it?
Yeah, I feel like I do. The part that I feel out of control is when, with the double majors, is that the two majors are completely separate from one another. So they're not, when I need this specific class, it's only offered in the spring. It might go at the exact same time as another class is only offered in the spring, and I have to choose between those two classes. And if it's only one section of that class being offered in the semester, then I have to wait a whole another year just to take that same class. So it's just stuff like that when I wish that there's a way that the two programs could come together and say, obviously not just for me, but I don't know, it's just kind of hard to have to choose between which major I wanted to take.
Do you regret choosing to take two majors at one time?
No, I don't regret it. I think in the long run it'll be good for me. There's days that I just want to be done and just quit the second major and focus on the one. But I kind of believe that if you're in college and you have the time, get all the education you can. I don't really want to pay, $1,500 for a Taekwondo course if I'm never going to use it. I want to. Whatever courses I want to take is going to be something that I can use. And since I transferred in with credits from dual enrollment in high school, I just was able to have the opportunity to double major.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you have a pretty good grasp on where you want to go and what you want to do, and you have enough control over your situation to where you're not going crazy. And I think that you're going to be able to make it through this. It's going to be a very rewarding experience. Like you said, when you're done, then you're going to have both majors, and I think that will make you feel really, really good about yourself, especially. Mm-hmm. So want you to spend more time this week just like focusing on yourself and making sure that you do get enough time to yourself and enough time with your friends. And I think that'll help relieve a lot of the stress.
Thank you.
All right, no problem.